types of rocks. Igneous. Now that we know what a rock is, that it's this solid aggregate of one or more minerals, we have three main types of rocks that are based upon how they form. And the first type that we're going to talk about are igneous rocks. So igneous rocks historically would have been the first rocks to form. The other two you need to have existing rocks to make. So how do you make an igneous rock? Well, igneous is formed from magma that has cooled and solidified. So within that magma would have been the minerals, but they would not have been just one type of mineral typically, but a collection of minerals that all cool and solidify together. Now there's two different ways or places that igneous can form. And so we divide it into two categories. The first is intrusive, and our definition of an intrusive igneous rock is that it formed below Earth's surface. So that in of intrusive basically means it formed inside of Earth. Now, when it forms inside of the Earth, this means that it's going to have cooled and solidified slowly. Because it's going to take longer for the heat to radiate away if it's inside of the Earth. And what we find is when things form slowly, you get large or coarse grains. So here we see an example of an intrusive igneous rock. And so all of these features that you see here, these black spots, those are the grains. And you can see that they are quite large. So that's what we mean by a coarse grain. You can visually see the grains. So that's one kind of igneous rock, an intrusive igneous rock. The other kind, as you might guess, is an extrusive igneous rock. And as the name implies, this formed above Earth's surface. So here you can think of, extruding or extrusion. So that's, pushing something out. Because it is forming above Earth's surface, this is going to cool and solidify quickly. Since now it's exposed to the air, and it can cool off much faster that way. And here, what we're going to see as a result of that are fine grains. So here you typically cannot see individual grains. So the picture shows an example of an extrusive rock, and for the most part it's fairly smooth looking. You would really need to look closely to see individual grains. So those are our igneous rocks, the two main types of igneous rocks, intrusive and extrusive. In both cases, you are dealing with magma that is cooling and solidifying, the difference being that intrusive is going to occur inside of Earth, and extrusive is going to occur outside of the Earth, in the air.